Please welcome Michelle Pfeiffer, ladies and gentlemen. The wonderful Michelle Pfeiffer. Hey, Michelle, how lovely to see you.
Oh, lovely to be here.
Hey, I noticed you looking away when we showed the clip there. Are you, you one of these people who doesn't enjoy watching themselves on screen?
I don't like it at all. Okay. I have to say, looking at it, though, I was just amazed that I didn't fall on my ass walking in those heels down that piano.
Okay, here's why I'm so pleased to see you back on the big screen, Michelle. It's because you kind of disappeared for a few years. You stopped making movies, and I'm assuming this was a conscious decision on your choice. How long was it in between the last movie you made and then coming back with Stardust, or whichever you made first?
Well, I made one movie about 2 years ago. I'm not sure that it will ever come out, but it was about 4 years, I guess.
In anyone's career, that's quite a long time not to be doing what is their primary kind of...
I don't think anyone actually makes the conscious decision not to work for 4 years, but it just... and then after about 4 years, and my children started asking me, Mom, are you ever going back to work? And literally were kicking me out the door. I thought maybe it was time.
You know you've been sitting around the house too long if they start saying that.
Yeah.
And do you slob around the house? Do you actually, you know, just relax, chill, not do stuff? Or are you one of these people who, even though they're not working, has to find things to occupy their time?
Yeah, I have to be busy. I don't like sort of sitting still. And as long as I have some sort of project going on, I'm happy.
And do you do DIY as well? Someone told me that you're quite handy around the house.
Oh, yeah, DIY, that's handyman.
So if a shelf needs realigning or...
I do it. Yeah, love the hardware store.
Okay, see, and have you got all the equipment you need?
Oh, yeah, I have my own power tools.
You have a...
Don't go there.
Hey, do you have... Michelle Pfeiffer, do you have a tool belt?
Yes.
I love a tool belt.
Me too.
I've got a tool belt and I wear it, but I don't do any jobs.
What color is yours?
It's kind of a natural raw leather colour.
Mine too.
Have you ever worn it saucily with nothing else on, just to amuse your partner?
No, actually I haven't.
I have, and my wife wasn't that interested. Not really.
Maybe you didn't have the right tools.
Okay, so what a nice period, though, it must have been, even though it wasn't planned as such, to have time to actually... Because I would have thought sometimes you're very much in demand. You always have been, ever since you first became, you know, an established actress. So how do you choose a script? I imagine in the case of Stardust, it's because it's so brilliantly written. Would I be right with it?
Exactly.
Yes. This is really difficult for me to talk about this because, you know, obviously it's a great script.
It is a great script.
But I can't take full credit for it. So you get a movie like that, and do you factor in the amount of time away from home? Do you factor in kind of because that was shooting over here in the UK, of course.
It was shooting over here. I love London, but I wasn't crazy about leaving home, and the kids were in school, and but then they joined me when they were out of school for the summer, and they actually then and they had been here. I was here for I Could Never Be Your Woman, so they were here for 2 summers in a row. What
age were they? Because they're kind of like mid-teens now, is that right? They're kind
13,
of young
14.
teens? Okay. What age did they become aware that Mum was a star, you know, made movies and was kind of...
They really haven't been terribly interested in my work. I actually tried to show them, and you know, none of it has really been age-appropriate. And I actually, a few years back, thought, oh, Grease 2. I'll show them that. Surely they'll like that. That's safe. And they lasted about 20 minutes. But these 2 films kind of came up at the perfect time. They're the perfect age. And I've always sort of, it's been like church and state for me. And I've really sort of kept the private life separate from the work. And this was the first summer that they really participated in any of it, and the first premieres they had been to, and it was really fun.
And they must have loved that.
Stardust.
Yeah, well,
and they loved seeing me look so disgusting and be this.
Well, here's the thing. Well, could you describe the character you play in Stardust? She's a witch.
She's a witch. Her name is Lamia, and she is roughly about 5,000 years old, and you know, probably reaching the end of her witchy years. Yeah. And she and her sisters, and in their witch's lair. And Three of the most disgusting, most hideous evil witches you've ever seen.
We have a clip. We'll show a clip so people know what we're talking about.
Okay.
This is a clip from Stardust, and it's Michelle in her kind of earlier witchy form, and you'll see what we mean when she says she's coming to the end of her witchy years. Have a look at this.
You'll be...
So you see, she goes from looking hideous and throne-like to looking beautiful because she's eaten this star, and then they want to find more star, don't they? So they can all look young.
They want to find more star, yeah.
It's great fun to watch. It's I'm sure it was fun to make as well, I would have thought.
It was fun. It was a lot of hard work, and the prosthetics, the old hag it took, you know, 4.5 to 6 hours of makeup.
Wow, so every morning you were in the chair for that long to make you look old and wrinkly? They could have just got someone like Natasha Kaplinski in, or Anne Robinson. It's just a joke. Or Danny Minogue. But that must be, in a way, I would have thought, is it kind of liberating being made to look horrible as opposed to them trying to beautify you even more? I mean, is that in some ways kind of a nice thing as an actress?
Well, as liberating as it is, you know, it's also hard to act through the prosthetics, and all of your facial expressions are obviously masked. But, and you know, your skin is burning. It's kind of a nightmare.
Yeah, because it's glue. They stick it on with glue and stuff, and it must feel really hot, I would have thought.
It was really, yeah, and it was hot. It was summer, and I walked around the entire time with one of those little hand fans this close to my face. All of the stills of me on set or with this little hand fan, because I could just barely feel a little bit of a cool temperature.
Hey, now, you've made so many movies I've enjoyed over the years. You mentioned Grease 2, and it's one I've never seen. I've never seen Grease 2. But I found it weird, because last night at the Stardust premiere that we went to, Matthew Vaughn, the director of the movie, came out on stage, and he said, I'm going to introduce the leading lady in the film now, and she's someone I wanted to work with ever since I first saw her in Grease 2. And everyone laughed because they thought he was being...
And he was serious.
But he's a big fan of that. Now, when he first told you that, did you think he was being for real, or do you think he was...
I thought he was pulling my leg. He said to me, he was interviewing me for Esquire, and he said, so what do you think is my favorite movie of yours? And I said, Grease 2. And he said, yeah. And, yeah, and, you know, but I forget how young he is.
Yeah.
He's young.
He's about 12.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
He wouldn't know any better. Hey, but I've never seen it. Is it any good, or is it bad? I mean, because it did well.
I haven't seen it in so long. I
Would
have
you
no
like to
idea.
would you like to see a clip of it?
Oh, not really.
Oh,
sure.
We got...
I'm a good... Yeah,
Okay, well, let's have a look. You're a good sport. Okay, here we go. This is Michelle. I've never...
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Cool writer.
Okay, this is Grease 2 with Michelle Pfeiffer.